Yeah, and I'm going to walk you through how I do that filter report on the who is visiting. So here's the report. So the first thing I do is I want to be able to see all the columns. They're all kind of crunched right now. So I'm going to go up with my mouse, left click where this triangle is, and that'll highlight all the cells. And then I can come anywhere here, and you see this separator pops up here. It's got a left and a right arrow. I'm going to left click on that twice, and that'll open up all these fields here. Next thing I want to do is I want to tag all these rows. And so I just need to, on the bottom right here, what you're seeing I'm dragging my mouse. And so I'm up here on this column Z, and I'm going to just put in Cognos. Because most of these are, I'm going to put in something here called source. Because most of these are going to be Cognos. So then I come down to the next row, type in Cognos, and then I'm going to come up here, and if you see this little black square on the bottom right of this box, I'm going to just left click and drag it down, and that'll repeat Cognos for all these rows that came in. So there's that. Now I'm going to grab this left bar all the way in the far right here, this square, and I'm going to drag it up to the top. Now what I'm going to do, I need to create a filter. So I'm going to come up to this column X on the top. It kind of, the header turns green. Left click. I'm going to go to data and see this filter here. I'm going to left click on filter. And what this did is this created a little arrow drop down here where we're going to filter these columns. So the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to filter. I opened that up. I'm going to come over to text filters, contains. I'm going to put in Vault, V-A-U-L-T, hit OK. And so these are the rows that came in for Data Vault. So we're going to override Cognos. And then I'm going to do the same thing, grab the bottom right and pull this down. Now I'm going to go back up to this drop down arrow here. I'm going to clear that filter, go back up, and I'm going to do text filters, contains. Let's do TM1 now. TM1 in this field, hit OK. So now I come back up, override Cognos, put in TM1, drag this all the way down, come to the drop down, clear, drop down, text filters, contains. Let's do training. OK. These are our training rows. And then I override Cognos with training, grab the box on the lower right, drag that down, come back up to the drop down. Let's clear that filter. Let's come over here, text filters, and let's do SPSS. There were a couple SPSS. Filter, SPSS. Drag this down, clear the filter. So I think we got everything. We did Vault, Cognos, SPSS training, and TM1. So now we've got all the rows properly configured to a source. So I'm going to drag this all the way down to the bottom. We need to create a report. So I'm going to come down to the last column, Z. I'm going to left click on Cognos and slide this all the way to the left to column A, and then move the cursor up so that everything's highlighted. And then what we need to do is create a report. So I come up here to the menu item, Insert, Pivot Table, and you can accept all the defaults and just hit OK. And then now what I need to do is I come over here to the right, and I'm going to drag the company name down in this box called rows. Let me do that again. Company name to rows. And then I'm going to slide this bar all the way down to the bottom, and source, I'm going to drag that in front of the company source. So now I have a report. So these are all the companies that came in by Cognos, and if I scroll down, you can see these are the companies then that came in for Data Vault, SPSS, TM1, and training. So this should give you the report. I'm going to go back up to the top. So all I got to do is now save this report. I want to save it as an Excel file. So I come up here to File. I'm going to come down to Save As. And then I don't want this comma delimited. I want it to be an Excel workbook. So it looks like it's the first one on the drop down. I want to turn this into Excel. And then I'm going to do Save. And now you should have that report. So any questions, just let me know, but you should be able to walk through this and see how I set up the, again, really to be able to create the report by those, how these folks have visited the web page.